Dear friends, colleagues, family, my name is Sipoma Palala. I'm the Deputy President of Ulemasa. We are here today to say farewell to the brother, to a colleague, to a comrade, to a true friend. Whenever we had meetings, I would ask if there's someone who's going to take minutes for us. He'll be the one who would say, DP, I will help you out. As the meeting goes, I would see him just sitting, not writing, and ask him, comrade, but you said you were going to take minutes, but I don't see you writing anything. Say, no, don't worry, comrade. I'm recording everything. When I get home, then everything will be in order. Yes. You'll get your minutes on time. Yes. And indeed, within a week, he'll call me, TP, your minutes are ready. Then I'll ask him, please send them through via my email. A very kind guy, a loyal comrade. I've never seen him fighting in our meetings. I've never heard him talking in a loud voice, being angry. He was every time smiling, every time willing to help. If only our employers, the embassies, the high commissions could understand that the Union Ulemasa is not an enemy to them, but it is a go-about in between DECO and the embassies and the high commissions. We are not there to fight embassies. We are not there to fight consular sections, international organizations, but we are there to guide embassies and all international organizations that they should keep the laws of the country, to respect the laws of the working class, so that they must know that we are humans like them. They must pay us over time. They must pay us, they must give us the maternity leave to the ladies. They must respect the laws. Whenever anything that we are working for embassies. This union is not a union which is it's held by somebody who's outside the scope, but it is us, the people who are working for embassies, high commissions. So if only they can bear with us, because every time, whenever we engaged embassies, they are giving us problems. In a couple of weeks ago, we had to march to the Libya High Commission because they made a big mistake. They wanted our comrades to take HIV tests, but not the whole staff. What about the other authorities? If they said no, all the staff is going to do HIV tests, it was okay. We wouldn't have marched there. Do not discriminate against the working class, because you are also officials, you are also employed by your government to work in the country. We are your colleagues, irrespective that we are born here in South Africa or all over Africa. We are brothers and sisters. Please respect the laws of the country. That's the only thing that we want to the embassies, high commission. those meetings. I've never heard him complaining that, no, my wife wants me DP, I must be home by now. He would sit there until the meetings was done. So thank you so much for sharing your father, your husband with us. We really thank you. That is why we are here today, to celebrate his life. Thank you so much.
That's exactly what I wanted, for us to celebrate. Family. Sizojika izinto engasakhali kakhulu. Sizojika. Nathi sikhubazekile but ngikhuthazekile. Sizojika izinto ngempela. Next I'd like to call Uncle Bethwell to just say a couple of words on behalf of the Cindi family. Ngala simsukumise with the song.
Mina ngubethuel Cindi Mahlaba maminyela njengoba ngimela ngimele abantwana bakabhuti wami ngimele nomndeni wasekhaya wonke la ukhona ngithanda ukusho ukuthi thina siba kwaMahlaba nanye bakhabo umkhonyana silahlekele kodwa kungasiyinhloso yethu kungomusa kaNkulunkulu ngoba yena osilayile ukuthi sizophila ngalendlela lapha emhlabeni silahlekele kakhulu umuntu wayelungile umuntu wayeyithobile umuntu wakhulisa lo mndeni wasekhaya manje ngithanda ukuthi kakhulu Phindi nani bantwana bami sikhona sinani ubaba wenu uhambile uye la kuya khona bokhokho bakwaMahlaba bakwamaminyela nangu umkhonyana wenu namhlanje uyenze into iyadalwa uNkulunkulu akazange wamdivorce lo mntana wethu umdivorce kuya ngomthetho kaNkulunkulu ukuthi umyeni wakho umdivorce kanjani lokho ngithanda ukubonga kakhulu ngithi hlalani nonke nithembe uNkulunkulu nathi sohlala sinikhasile kodwa kuye onamandla ongaphezulu Phinde umntana sekhaya umoya wakho awuhluthu ukulahleka ungena ekamereni uwe ngamadoda ubize uye umdali ngoba uye wazi zonke izinto thina sazilutho sibona nje kusasa kuba lokhu kuba khona lokhu sokuba khona naboma covid asazilutho khona ukunyokusezayo kodwa yena iyakwazi ucele kuye uzakusithezela umntana sekhaya ukuthi nawe ube namandla ngiyabonga ngalawo magama ngiphelela lapho.
Bathi halimputsa tshepo yaka ke tla re ke Jesu. My help comes from the Lord. Psalms 121. Family and friends, that is where we look to in times like these, because that is the only place. I can't tell you how to grieve or how to feel at this point. No one can tell me how to feel at this point. The only person who can actually comfort and make you feel better is God. I look up to the hills, from where cometh my help. My help comes from the Lord which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. The Lord which keepeth thee, he will not slumber, he will not sleep. That is the promise of the Lord. With that said, I would like to call upon Uncle Jacques, a member of the family, to just say a couple of things on behalf. Thank you.
Thank you, Sammy. I greet you all in the name of God, and thank God we are all here to bid farewell to our beloved Sammy. I'm Sammy's uncle. His mom is my sister, and I hope I will give you an idea of what Sammy's family is like on the other side. We have Sammy's family here in South Africa, and Sammy's family in Rwanda and across the world. So I was asked to say these few words on his family's behalf. It's an honor that is as sad and difficult as I wondered how I could convey my deep sorrows for Sammy's passing to Sammy's mom, Germaine, his siblings, and very, very large family here in Rwanda, in Congo, in Europe, in America, and elsewhere. Sammy is short for Samson. That's the name that his father gave. His full names are Ndaishimiye Gaga Samson. He was the second son of Laurent Rudahunga, that's his father, and Germaine Murebwaire, that's his mother. He was born on the 1st of September 1969 in Kinshasa, where he did all his schooling and was in medical school, which he interrupted because of socio-political upheavals in the country in those years, and he headed down to South Africa. Sammy's father was called by all who knew him in Rwanda, Burundi, Congo, and elsewhere. He's been in Germany, I think that's where he studied. He was called Papa Laguerre. But he would introduce himself as Laguerre Rudahunga Namba. I will try to translate that for you. A free translation is, I am the war, the one who doesn't run away from war. That's how he introduced himself. He worked in the army sometime, so he was a tough man. So as the name goes, so was the man. Like the name goes, he was an upright character as you can have. He had exceptional physical and moral strength and integrity. He was a no-nonsense man. He made nonsense himself, but he would take nonsense from no one. Be it a military general, be it a university professor, be it a street vendor, Papa Laguerre was like that. He chaired all the conflicts in the street and he tell you, you are wrong, and you knew you were wrong. And people loved him and respected him and admired him for his upwardness. Sammy's mom, Germaine Murekwaile, we call her in the family, Jeremana Wakabungo Winyamuveli. Mama Germaine, I know you following us. So, condolences. Something they shared, Sammy's father and Sammy's mama, is their huge heart, huge generosity. Their house was always full of people, friends, family, neighbors, children and adults, and everybody was happy in that house, and everybody laughed. As Sammy's father was heard and respected and feared by some people, Sammy's mom was kindness itself, very jovial, very, very cheeky. Mama Germaine, forgive me. But if one felt in a bad mood or depressed or what, just take a stroll to Sammy's house and find Sammy's mother there. I guarantee you, you would laugh, you'd leave that place in remission of your depression until you come back again. She is larger than nature itself, with her kindness and her generosity. So those are the Sammy's parents in a very short way. A good man called Dr. Philip Bandora was a good friend, and we met years after we left Kinshasa. He told me once, as a testimony that many people would agree with, people who knew Sammy's family, he had to pinch himself to actually leave their house. He would go there and stay and say he didn't want to go to his own house. He was so happy in that house, and he was not the only one. Most professionals of Rwandan origin who were in Kinshasa would spend their evenings and their weekends in Laguerre's house. So Sammy was the second son of Laurent and Germaine. Their firstborn son, Sammy's elder brother, his name was Richard Kapu, but his father Laguerre called him Hercule. Hercule in English it's Hercules, as the name also was the man. Hercule was a gentle giant, very handsome boy, very popular. He was the headline socialite in all the Rwandan youth in Kinshasa. Any event where he did not open and close was not viewed as a good event. That was Sammy's elder brother. We lost him in 1998 in Kinshasa. Sammy's younger brother, who came after him, so there were three siblings. His name is Frederic Nkuba. His father named him Tarzan Nkuba. So there was Hercules, there was Samson, and Tarzan. Tarzan Nkuba. Nkuba is a Rwandese word which means thunder. And he was indeed thunder. Growing up as a boy, Tarzan was a thunderous boy. Tarzan, if you are following, I'm sorry for saying this, I know you've grown over this now, but not sincere condolences. So Sammy grew up between these two very strong characters, and he made his own way, his own trademark. As you know him, he was a gentle giant. He always smiled, like his colleagues and his union, like everybody said. Sammy had always this kind smile. Sammy was always willing to give up his time and help and go out of his way. He never talked loud. His brothers Kaku, Hercules, and Tarzan Kuba always quarreled and fought, but it was always over and under Sami. He was never involved. He would be there just smiling at them, and he would just talk to them kindly, always softly, and they would actually stop their fight and listen to him. Even Nkuba would actually stop, Sami Alobini, in Lingara, what did Sami say? They all respected him. So after the three boys, there is the princess of the family, the only daughter of Laguerre and Germain, the lovely and sweet Laurence Bugeni. Bugeni, may God console you. After Bugeni is Ali. Ali is a younger brother to Sami. He is with us today. Ali is condolence to you too. And Sami is currently the wise man of the family. They all have different characters. After Sami is Tigana. Tigana was named after a fantastic midfield player in the French team in the 70s and 80s. He was the playmaker of the national French team. And Tigana, these days, he's the man of all situations in the family. He's a real social troubleshooter. He's a 4x4, like I like to think of him. Tigana, my friend, my most sincere condolences. That's Sami's family. This family in Rwanda of Samis have always been close to each other, and they always assist in the larger family and friends. The character of Laguerre's family has continued through all of them, and particularly through Sami also, from what we have heard here. So I had the privilege of welcoming Sami in South Africa when he left Kinshasa. We lived in Durban then. Sami waited for months and months to get his university transcript so he could continue his medical schooling here. But this didn't happen, so he had to make other plans. He went to get jobs here and there. He worked even in the Durban harbor one time, and then he would come back in the evening. And although he was a quiet guy, but he was terribly cheeky. He would make you laugh. So he'd give us jokes from the docks, and we would laugh and laugh and laugh in the evening. So besides being just serious and a gentle giant, he was such a funny guy if you really knew him, if you were close enough to him. After Durban, then he moved to Johannesburg. In Johannesburg, he had many jobs. He worked for Papa Mutangana, for the Rwandan people who know him. But his last two jobs, and the longest one, were with the Rwandan embassy and the Libyan embassy, where he left us from. He came back from work last week Friday. He was fine. Saturday he was fine. And on Sunday evening, he went to bed fine, and by 3 o'clock, from what I hear, he just passed on like he lived. He was a quiet man. He passed on also quietly, quickly, no trouble to anybody. It was very quick, but so sad for the family. When he came to Johannesburg now, what we came to discover is that Sami had a wonderful family in Johannesburg. Pindile, his partner, may God console you. Pindile's family, Pindile has a very large family. She has sisters and cousins. I can think of Nana, who's here, Manana, Tandy, their children, their families, all close-knit. They've all been close to Pindile all this time. Pindile and Sami's children, Figi, who has assumed the role of president now, being president of the family since Sami's passing. Vusi, I don't see Vusi. He's the man in the house now. Spe, Sami's best friend, is right there. I didn't forget Glen Rose. Then Rose, Sami liked to call her Punky. Punky, sorry, Punky. I still can't get it right. Punky. In Punky, we see Sami's face. We see Laguerre's face. We see Sami's size. We see Germain's size. So Sami's legacy is definitely continuing through Punky. We can see Laguerre, you can see life continues, like we said. Punky, may God strengthen you and console you. She has the character strength of Laguerre and Sami. As Sami passed away, she had assignments to submit for her law studies, and she managed to get through them the 3 days following Sami's passing. She's been doing all the errands all this time with Figile. And of course she's very sad, but she does all that is required to do. And she's as cheeky as Sami, so well, hopefully you get to enjoy her company one day to find out. So Sami lived a simple and discreet life, like we said earlier, and he passed on just like he lived on. He didn't cause any trouble, and he's sorely missed. So Sami, now we believe that you are in heaven with Papa Laguerre and Kaku Hercule. May God grant you eternal rest in his glory. May God give
Uncle Jacques. Thank you very much for the warming words. I'd like to touch on a couple of things that you mentioned in your tribute. You know, about Uncle Sammy's passing. It was very sudden, but very subtle and very quiet, with no noise. And as Zulu people, that's the way you passed. You truly were a king. You passed like a king, in silence. And to the family at home, Mama Jermaine, you really raised the king for us. To us, he was an uncle, a grandfather, a husband, a friend, as you heard his friends, and we're eternally grateful. And Uncle Jacques also mentioned about how closely knit the family at home is. And I just felt God's grace that when he came to South Africa, he was welcomed into a family that's as closely knit. So he was indeed at home with us as well. And we are at a great loss, but we will not view it that way. We will celebrate. He was really a great man. Without further ado, I'd like to call Uncle Ali, who traveled all the way, to just share a couple of words here and there of his brother. Thank you.
cannot Sami in front of you. But before I read what I prepared for Sami, I'd like to say two things. First of all, I'd like to thank all of you here, his family here in South Africa. You are wonderful. We love you. We thank you for being here with us. Thank you so much. The second thing I would like to say, first of all, I'd like to say sorry because I want to talk to my mom in our language. I know she's watching me right now. And all my siblings and my family, my cousins, my uncles and my aunties, they are there. Mama, komera. Ndagerageza gukomera nanjye ntabwo byoroshe kugira ngo murabizi arizo ko nzazana na Tigana biranga ndi hano na Oncle Jacques Punki arakomeye Fikira arakomeye Spe arakomeye Vusi sinzi abantu ari nanjye ngomba gukomera byanze bikunze umunsi ngera ino hangaha feri ya mbere nayifatiye kwa Oncle Jacques ariko nyuma yaho gato baramuhamagara bambwira ko tugomba kujya muri morgue agomba kujya muri morgue gutegura Sami ntabwo nzi ukuntu byagenze Oncle Jacques yarambwiye ngo nsigare mu rugo niruhugire kubera nakoze urugendo rwa nijoro nigeze nsinzira mu ndege ariko ndamubwira ngo reka ngwerekeze turagenda twari batatu ngewe na Oncle Jacques na Vusi umuhungu wa Sami sinzi aho nakuye ingufu ariko mama ndakubwira ko Sami twamusanzeyo tukora ibyo tugomba gukora byose turamuhanagura turamwambika mpari nta n'igitondo cyangwa cy'amarira nta n'ikintu cyahindutse kuri njyewe sinzi aho uko kwihangana ko ari kuvuye ndabishimira Imana ko ntabwo byari byoroshye Oncle Jacques yagumaga ndeba yibaza uko byagenze ndamubwira ngo nta kibazo numva nkomeye ariko ngeze kwa Sami ibintu byaje guhinduka gatoya ariko ndacyahagaze komera rero mama urabizi neza ko ukuntu yagiye ituze ukuntu yagiye nuza ahantu ari umeze wihangane Sami byibura turaza aho ari turahamenya mu kanya turagenda turamenye adresse turayimenya ariko ntabwo tugeze tumenya adresse Sami adresse turayimenya Imana ishimwe kubera ibyo ngibyo abandi mwese muri kumwe basabye kwihangana nuko nanjye ndimo ndagerageza kwihangana Sami yari umuntu special kuri twese ahangaha ndi mwabonye abantu bambaye imyenda tukura ni abantu bakorana muri nka sendika union y'abakozi bakora muri za ambassade na high commission Sami ari umwe mu bantu bayishinze ibyo bintu ntabwo nari mbizi ubwo ndaza kuvugana nabo nyuma bamenye kurushaho mbere ko mva muri iki gihugu ntaha mureke rero nkomeze mvuge kuri Sami hari ibyo nari nateguye hari nk'abandi inshuti za Sami cyane cyane Tente bari banyoje message mfite na message ya Père Michel ariko ndahera ko yanjye I'm going back to English. I'm going to read what we prepare for Sami. Dear Sami, I know that no matter what, you will always be with us. Death has separated us, but I know it is only your soul saying goodbye to your body, but your spirit will be with us always. Thank you for your love and for always reminding us to appreciate simple things of life. Loved to wish us happy birthday by saying often, may you celebrate many more. I wish we could celebrate many more with you, Sami. Life never allowed us to be physically closer, but we have always tried to be as closer as possible. And that's how our destiny was planned. For that, we can only give glory to God. We are going to miss you terribly, but we shall cherish your sweet memories dearly. Be assured your love will keep us all connected forever. We love you, Sami. Mama Pindi, in the name of my family and our dear mom, I comfort you and we commit to keep the love, care, and connection needed to keep our heads up. Let's always keep each other in our prayers and thought as much as possible. May God grant you all the strength needed to overcome this trying moment. We love you, Mama Pinky. Punki, my lovely daughter. It's so unfortunate that I had to notice how extraordinarily strong you are during this trying time. Really, I'm amazed. But everything happens for a reason, my daughter. Don't worry for things you can't control. Pray God and put everything in His hands. Let God deal with this. We have always cherished you, your love, and shall keep it always. We love you, Punki. We really love you. Fikile, Vusi, and Sipo. By the time we got to know about you all, the connection and love was instantly. We have adopted and loved you even before meeting and talking to you. Sami's love was so contagious that we didn't even need to think about anything. We love you and we will love you forever as your family. Family and friends, on behalf of the entire Sami's family, we say thank you for your love, comfort, and care during this unprecedented hard time. May the Almighty God, we pray, bless you and yours forever. Sami, may you rest in peace, and thank you for your love. I'd like to add something before I leave this stand. Uncle Jack talked about how Sami liked to jokes. I can tell you that from our firstborn, from the lastborn, we all have nicknames from Sami. Our firstborn, as Uncle Jack said, is called Kaku, Richard Kaku. And Sami, to laugh at him, just to tease him, he used to add Li before Ka, and it became Likaku, and Likaku is monkey. Tarzan, the third born, as Uncle said, was a Tanga. I know he was watching at me, but he used to hit his head everywhere in each corner of the house. So sometimes Sami just called him Mbunzu. Mbunzu, it means this part of the head, because he was always hitting it everywhere. myself, he used to call me Lapin. Lapin is rabbit. Because of my sister was called Lapin. Lapin means a femur of rabbit. And Tigana, yes, he used to call Tigana Mabandi. When he was young, very young, he has some bald here on the head. And Mabandi means bald. So up to now, even maybe the last time they talked, I'm sure, he said Mabandi. So everyone had a nickname, even our cousin. I'm sure most of you had also a nickname from Sami. I have a message from a friend's family, a priest from the Jesuit congregation. It's called Michel Segatagara. Michel, we know each other from the nursery schools. He's actually my best friend, my old friend, my oldest friend. We knew each other when we were 4 years old, and now he's a priest in the Jesuit congregation. He lives in Rome. Father Michel said, in loving memory, the souls of the righteous are in the hand of God. Not meant as a hold on them. In the ease of the fool, they seemed to die. Their departure is understood as misfortune, and their distance as an end, but they are at peace. This is from the Wisdom, chapter 3, from verses from 1 to 3. Dear beloved big brother Sami and Shimiye, this Sunday, 15th of November, your body will be buried in the land of Mandela, this country where you lived your Passover, passing from life to life, this country where you spent a good part of your life and founded your family. This weekend, we want to pay you a last homage and pray for the rest of your soul that you rest in the peace of God. Praying for you, we also pray for the consolation of your family in a special way for your dear mother, your lovely wife, your brave daughter, your adopted sons and daughter, your dear sister and brothers. Your unexpected departure leaves us speechless and with many question marks, Sami. But we place everything in the hand of the Master of life, knowing that henceforth nothing and nobody will disturb you because you enter into peace and justice of the only Almighty, our loving and merciful God. So now enter and enjoy the eternal light of the Father, where the sun never sets, and live your heaven in the joy of God with your dear father, Papa Laguerre, Laurent, your Shangazi, your aunt, Leokadi, and our big brother Kapu. You are reassuring calm, your kindness, your sincere smile, and your wisdom will be greatly missed. Go in peace, man of peace. Farewell to the sea, Yagaga. Much love. See you soon in heaven. Your little bro, Father Michel Segatagara Kamanzi, Jesuit, Rome, Italy. There is a last message I got right now from Tintin. Punki knows Tintin. He's a good friend of ours. He's a brother to us. He lived with Sami here in South Africa. And Tintin says, dear Sami, last Sunday, I woke up to the shocking news of your passing. Seeing Tigana's call at 4 a.m., I felt something was wrong, but never in my mind I would have guessed it was all about you. Sami is gone. Sami, you are gone too soon for us, but God's plan and timing is never to be disputed. You are one more angel with him up in heaven, no doubt about that. Your vigor and enthusiasm your loving and compassionate soul, your resilience and devotion, your kindness and subtle humor. That's Sami, the immortal, who will forever live in our hearts. So much good memories of you are boiling in my head. From our young days in Kinshasa, your Holy Communion with your godfather, Papa Wens, Tintin's father is godfather to Sami. Salongo, Kintambo, with our buddies and brothers laughing and drinking in complete recklessness, but with so much innocence. Then comes South Africa. When I arrived there in '97 for my university studies, you had been in Madiba's land 5 years earlier and very happy to take me under your wings. In me, I sensed that I was embodying all your brothers you had not seen in a while. You gave me so much attention and affection. I can never thank you enough for the love felt. One of the best moments I will never forget, the first week when I was settling in Durban at university. You flew from Joburg to see me and make sure all was okay. Many of such gestures from you are intact in my heart. The inevitable in life is there today. You are preceding us where we will all meet again, I believe, where we will rejoice in laughter. Till we meet again, beautiful soul, rest in eternal peace, my brother Sami. Unki, you will have in me and the family in Rwanda the love and presence. While this will never replace your dad, we will make sure you are reminded of your father's love for you through each one of us. To the family and friends in South Africa, our love, thoughts and prayers are with you. We pray for God comfort and strength upon each one of you. We are forever united through Sami. Love, Stino. Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle Ali.